Okay, I wanted to talk about a couple different things because I was thinking about something. So, the other day when I said about being a trophy wife, I was thinking, I bet you there's people who don't even understand, like, what does that mean? Like, they automatically think, oh, a trophy wife, that means it's, somebody who looks like a Barbie doll or something. That is not necessarily what it's about. A trophy, it's something like, I'm the winner. And you put it on the shelf and it sits there. You can pull it down to show it off and stuff like that. And it could be for anything. I mean, you can get a trophy for bowling just as well as you can get a trophy for, whatever. There's trophies in everything. So it doesn't make a difference. Like, not every trophy is going to be the same. So it's not the recipient, the person who is in search of the trophy, the winning thing for them. So anybody could be a trophy wife. I mean, a man could be a trophy wife. Anybody could be a trophy wife. It's just a term, it's just a label. But it is somebody who is in a relationship that they don't really matter. It doesn't really matter about your opinions or how you feel about things because you are just there to look pretty or do your part, play your part. You don't step outside of those boundaries. And and it could be all different things that can happen. You could be ignored, you can be laughed at, you could be, domestic violence. I mean, anything. Because everybody's experience is very, unique and different to them own selves in their own lives. So you can't just generalize all things, but when you come up with something like a trophy wife, it is just somebody who has got no say in their whole life. They're there for someone else. It's an extension of this person. Um, it's this person's, no, it's not that. It is their badge of honor, you know, for whatever reason. There's so many different reasons. That's what it gets so nuts about. Like, you can't generalize things about any of this stuff. Just like I talk about all the time. You can't just look at me and go, oh, that woman's got a lot of tattoos. She's probably, crazy. She's a sex worker. She's a stripper. She's a drug addict. All of the stuff that people automatically in their brain thinks that all that automatic generalization and stereotype, that's all programming. So as soon as you do that, catch yourself. Like, how do I know? I don't know this person. How could I even begin to think I understand this person? And which also, so in my case, I've been somebody's trophy a couple of times. I've been married 4 times. So, and I was never in a relationship that was of a partnership. I've never been in one of those yet. And so I've only been somebody's extension of themselves, and it's weird because it can be, that's why I said it can play out in so many different ways. And you will always, this is the thing too, is if you don't see your own beauty, it doesn't matter what you think you look like. You could think like, oh, I'm so hideous, nobody would ever love me, I'm the worst looking creature in the world. And guaranteed, somebody out there thinks you're beautiful. So, no matter how much you want to think you're ugly, there's people out there who would think you're beautiful. We all see differently. Not everybody sees the same. So you could be sitting there thinking that you're heinous looking, and somebody else could think you're the most beautiful creature. So that's why don't waste your time on beating yourself down and thinking like, well, I don't look like Kim Kardashian, so therefore I'm ugly. That's nonsense. It's utter nonsense. Do you think everyone wants to go out with her? No. I don't find her attractive. I find her very fake looking. And I find all those people who have tons of makeup on and all that stuff, I just find it really fake looking. Like, what are you trying to hide? I don't know. But we're breaking free from this time that has all been about illusion. People have, dressed themselves up to create an illusion, try to present themselves as perfect, try to be like, superior to other people. We're moving out of that energy. That's the end of that. The end of the phony, fake, I'm better than you bullshit. We're not going to compete with each other like that. We are going to learn how to love ourselves, to see our inner beauty and let it shine out, and appreciate our outer beauty, and appreciate our creation, that we are creating ourselves in our own being, our own avatar. Mine happens to have a lot of bumper stickers on it. But it's funny because when I was younger, I was always like, I would never do that to my body. I would never put bumper stickers all over my car even. I just, like, I wasn't one of those people. Now I'm one of those people. I've even had, not on my new car, but on my other car, I did have some bumper stickers on it too. But yeah, my body is bumper stickered, if you want to look at it that way. But it also, to me, it represents me. And I was talking about this with one of my daughters, and it's funny because we both had kind of like this same kind of thing. And, for both of us, but I'll just tell like my story, but her story was so similar, that all anybody could ever see was like this sweet, wholesome, girl next door. When people would see me, nobody would ever see me for who I was. They couldn't look past. Some people don't even want to know what's in there. All they want to do is just have the visual. They don't give a shit about how you feel about things, how you think about things, or anything. So, for so long of being told that you're a certain thing, when inside, like, oh, I'm not that. I'm different than that. I'm a little edgier than you think. And so it is a kind of like expressing yourself outside of yourself to kind of show like, you don't know me. I am all these things and you don't know me. So it is very much of a like taking a stand on your own being, your own body, of being like, hey, this is who I am. And that's why I don't feel intimidated and stuff. When I go in a place, and I usually when I'm walking around, I don't even think about like, oh, I have tattoos and stuff. I usually don't. I'll see some people staring at me, yeah. And, and some people will want to come up and talk to me. And, you get all sorts of reactions from people when you look more extreme than what they consider to be normal, I guess. Because everybody has their own. It's a spectrum, remember? What someone considers normal and what they hold themselves back, because it's your own rules that hold you back from self-expression, because the rules that you define as what's going to make you a good or a bad person or whatever. It's that SJW kind of mindset. Like, it's this virtue signaling the world of like, I'm following the rules. This is who I am. I present as this. And it's like, but whose rules are they? Right now you're this non-binary, I'm not going to claim a gender. I'm going to get transition back, maybe can't even make my mind up then. That's all done with the programming. Like, they're doing that on purpose to strip us of our identity and stuff. And so many people, it's like, as you're going through and calling yourself all this non-binary, may as well just put, I'm model 624. I do not reproduce. I am just here to work for the deep state. I will be, living on nothing. It's like, but they all think that they're really doing this thing. That's the crazy thing about it, is this misleading agenda, indoctrination, programming that has they're showing it. Like, you can see it. It's mapped out. You can see what's going on. You can see their plan. You know exactly what they were doing. And these people that don't have a clue, who were just like walking right in walking right into the shark's mouth, like in a trance. And I think that has something to do with, all of these drugs that have started coming in like super hardcore, and all these people are dying and stuff. I think that's part of the thing. I was just talking to my mom too. She's having a lot of pain, and I haven't been able to sleep. I said, you got to remember, this is a chemical war. Like, they're attacking us with poisons and stuff like that, toxins. And yeah, when they're going after us, they increase those things. And you don't even know all the different ways they're getting them into us. That's why I say eat as clean as you can. If you're a meat eater, go to the farms where they, take care of their livestock and treat it humanely, and you will get better food. But the thing is that with even some of those farms, if those people don't have awareness, they're buying feed that is poisoned. So they're feeding their cows poison, and then the meat is coming out. They're getting these chemicals into us all the time. Like, all these 3-letter organizations that are here to protect us are really out to destroy us. They're part of the deep state system. So, but anyways, back to this other thing. So another thing I wanted to talk about that is associated with the trophy wife scenario is that this phrase that I'm sure I'm not the only person who has heard it is, I know you better than you know yourself. Well, I think it's so clear now. None of us know each other. Nobody knows anybody. How could we possibly know what's inside someone else? That's why we have to learn to trust and accept one another's, because we have to trust that they know what's going on in themselves. They've got to do, whatever they're led to do. And so when somebody is telling you that they know you better than you know yourself, well, that is a projection. You are projecting what you think of me, how you perceive me, and how you perceive what I do and how I say and stuff, that you perceive this being that doesn't really exist. It's the thing you want to set on the shelf, but that person doesn't exist. You're creating them in your own mind. And that is... and that leads to gaslighting and stuff. And I think there's a lot of people who gaslight people who aren't even aware. People are doing things to other people and they have no awareness because they're just on autopilot. They're just acting and reacting just on autopilot. They're not thinking about things, and they're so coming from that place of pain that they're just reacting this kind of come at you kind of way. And, if you want to get out of that, break free of that, like if you're caught up in that, you can't, you just have to get more mindful. You have to step back. You have to think things through. You have to have an awareness, just like right now, like people need to have an awareness of what's going on. You can't just be like completely, like I don't want to go in and watch the news and watch them lie and say a bunch of lies because it gets me pissed. I don't like to hear liars. I don't like to watch them manipulate people. I don't like to hear the people who I know confirm that they believe this nonsense. So, yeah, I mean, there's certain things like I know it's going to piss me off, so I'm not going to watch it. But there's other information out there that does show us what's really going on. And like these ones that I have found, like there is, what is that called? Like the, what is that person in the courtroom, that types what happens? Those papers are being released. What's going on in the tribunals, like, is being released. To find out now, to know for sure that Bill was one of the bad guys. It's like, oh my gosh, he had so much support from the Patriots. Like, everybody was just like, they thought he was the real deal. And now, he's being executed on the 2nd. It's like, oh my God. And Bill. Oh, that whiny little bitch. Oh my God. Oh, man. But it's just so exciting because, we can see stuff moving forward. And, the most important thing I say, don't get caught up in the, being so focused, like you've got all of your emotional thing riding on this stuff as it's going, which I see a lot of people do. And they do get in these dark places of like, it's the end of the world. It's this is going to go on forever and stuff like that. And that's like a more of an emotional attachment. Like we all are attached, but you've got to, keep yourself somewhat detached. Like you have to be aware of what's happening. Like you have to know, like we're deep in a war right now and we're under attack. And the smartest thing you can do for yourself that, they've opened everything up, which I was just told that, oh no, there's still restrictions. They can still, if you don't have one of these, they're still pushing that you need to wear these. A lot of offices are still, so yeah, they're still, but no matter what, even when they're opening it to try and make people feel safe and try and make people come out, you're walking into the shark's mouth because we're on DEFCON 1. We are in a war. We are under attack. They're killing mass amounts of people and they're not reporting it. And, they're fudging the numbers. We saw what they did in 2020. We know how they do it. And they're doing it right now. And so you have to, be really mindful, be aware of what's going on. Otherwise, you're just walking out and you could be walking into a mass murder situation. If you're just going out, just like, oh, I'm just going to go do. I mean, we already know. They've got no problem going into churches, gay bars, any bar. They'll go in and slaughter as many people as possible. Concerts, so you just have to really be mindful. I mean, we've been locked down and I'm staying, I'm going to go out to the dog park tomorrow and go get some groceries and then come right back, which next week could be the week where, I mean, we still don't know. To me, it sounds like there's so many arrests. It's hard to imagine that they could do a lot more. And like, I guess in Iran, it comes across as an Amber Alert. Everybody gets alerted at the same time, and they were alerted to go to the banks because of the money system. And it's already changing. I mean, Putin's already been out talking about it. Like all these different countries are already in. So we're in the like it's already going. Like the domino already has fallen, and the other ones are going, and it's leading right here to us. So yeah, I mean, they took down the towers before trying to stop this. So, they've got no problem killing thousands of people at one time. So be vigilant. And when you're going places, really think about like, there's no telling where they'll attack. I mean, right now, like there's some of the big cities are so cleared out. They don't have enough people. Like I feel certain that condo situation was not natural. Not at all. There's just no way. I don't trust these controllers at all. We're living in a place that is a giant illusion because they do things, but they tell us something different. And so many people believe it. You have to be looking deeper into things or find somebody you trust who is doing it for you. I tell everybody, like I've been telling everybody, don't just be going out for just nothing. Like you got to remember, oh my gosh. When I was just saying that, I glanced over 9/11 on the clock. Right when I'm talking about it. That kind of shit happens all the time. But yeah, 9/11, you guys. So yeah, and they can do it anywhere, anytime. I mean, look what they did in that little border town in the Walmart that time. They go in and kill the people. And if you think that like this is individuals going and killing, no, this is mind control. This is operatives. This is a system that is meant to trick you. And to keep us scared, fearful, and controlled. And that's failing. And now the truth is coming out. So now they're desperate, you know, and they don't have as much power. Like, I think that they're whittled down enough to, there isn't, I just think they've really been stripped a lot of their power. So we may be just really, really safe, but still, you've got to have that awareness. I mean, we are on DEFCON 1, and that's no joke. Like, they're expecting something big to happen. So, you know, just your biggest weapon for us as human beings is to just stay home and stay happy. Celebrate with your friends, celebrate, you know, celebrate life, get excited, work on yourself, be healthy, take take control of everything about yourself, your diet, your health, all of it. Take control. And because we're winning, and this is super exciting. So have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.